All right, so we are going to start up here with this measure is 60, and we are given that this measure here is 90, and so therefore we would know that this in here is 30 by triangle sum, and then by vertical angles we know this one is 30. If this is 112, then over here, if we take 180 minus 112, we have a linear pair. And so that means that this one here is 68, which also means this is 68 by vertical angles. This is 112 by vertical angles. If we look inside this small triangle here, if we take 180 and we subtract out 30 as well as 68, that'll give us that this is 82 in here. And that means P is 82, which is one of the angles that we were looking for. And if we look at this is 70, then this is 70. And if we look at this triangle in here and we do triangle sum, we take 180 and we subtract out 82 and we subtract out 70, that'll give us that the measurement for Q is 28. If we keep working with what's given, we can see that this here is 40 and this is 90. So therefore, triangle sum tells us this is 50. Vertical angles tells us this is 50. So that's one of the ones we were looking for. If this is 50 and this is 68, we can use triangle sum right there. If we take 180 and subtract out 50 and then subtract out 68, we are going to be left with that this is 62. That also means this is 62 by vertical angles. If we look here, we have a linear pair between 62 and T. So if we take 180 and subtract out 62, that's going to give us 118, and that is T that we were looking for. If we look at, might need to kind of like zoom out a little bit here. If we think about what we know over here, if this is 82, then if we take 180 and subtract out 82, this is going to be 98 right here, which would make this 98 right here. And why that's important is if we kind of zoom out and we look at this larger triangle here, we know that this is 98. And this is 50. And that if we take those, we subtract them from 100, what's going to happen is that this is going to give us a 32 right here, which by vertical angles would make R32, which was one of the ones that we were looking for. And then if this is 32 and this is 70, we can use triangle sum in here and take 180 minus 70 and minus 32, and that's going to give us 78 right here, which is then going to be by vertical angles, give us 78 right there. I can now use triangle sum, that if I have 180 and I subtract out 62 and subtract out 78, this is going to give me a 40 right here, which would make this a 40 right here, which is going to make this a 50 right here with triangle sum. With this being a 40, this being a 90, this would have to be 50 to be 180. And then I believe we have found all of the angles that it has asked us to find.